Hi, my name is Norman. Yeah, long time no see, I know. So, let's discuss this place here, okay? I actually moved from the bigger room into the smaller room. And I thought, come on Norman, pull yourself together. Yeah, I want to give you a tour about this place here. I'm actually pretty happy how it turned out. I literally finished yesterday. Probably things will change, but for now this is it feels good. So yeah, let me give you a tour. Oh, right here we have a little dog. She's from my in-laws. She's currently to visit here, and she's lying just in the middle of the room. And here's the other one, Higgins. Oh, and don't mind the mess. I told you I just finished yesterday, so there's still stuff in here. Yeah, okay, let's go. Starting with this wall, I think this is like the easiest way to do it. We have these Porsche design posters. So I look like a huge Porsche groupie fanboy, which I maybe am. I'm not like super knowledgeable about all the cars and whatnot, but I think they look cool. And they're very reliable sports cars from what I've heard, at least. I work there, so. But I bought these posters because I just like the designs. I like the colors. I think it's a cool graphic design, very simple, but also not too boring, to me at least. You know, design is a very subjective thing, so you may find them boring. I don't. Yeah, I like the colors. So, here in the back, we got my newest pride and joy. This is basically one of the reasons. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you got two reasons why I was quite short on time during the last week. I got the bike. If you are not into cycling, don't. It's gonna eat your wallet like a bag of chips. But if you are, you maybe appreciate this beautiful bike. I upgraded to carbon rims, and I've been upgrading a lot of things. Basically, that's how I work. Like I buy stuff and then I modify it. But enough bike talk. If you want to know more about the bike, let me know. Maybe I can tell you more about it. I could really. Hopping over the other dog, you see here a little thing which I actually bought secondhand. This is just where I put my stuff in here. So watches stuff, EDC stuff, bike stuff. Still empty, I haven't decided yet. So yeah, all the cables, I tried to sort them by data. So this is ones and zeros, and this is analog like power and optical, which is also data, I know, but yeah, it's complicated, okay? I'm trying to make it work. So here we are. 2 drawers full of cables because I have so many of them. I actually sorted out a lot because I had like, why do I need 27 micro USB cables? I just need one probably because I just have a few devices left with micro USB. Okay, this is Norman from the future, and I let me show you something. I forgot to tell you something really cool about this. If you look into this drawer here, you can see a lot of knives, which no one actually need that amount of knives. However, look beneath. Okay, wait a second. Look beneath. There is an acoustic panel, and I think this is, I'm pretty proud that I came up with this. This is just a very nice way to put down stuff and prevent it from rolling around. Not only knives, look at that. Down below in the cycling drawer, you can see I carved out another shaped acoustic foam just to put down my cycling glasses so they don't bang against each other. Yeah, it's nice and clean and organized. If you got some of these acoustic panels lying around, I think that's a great way of using them instead of having them in the basement and doing nothing with them. So yeah. This is a shelf I built from scrap wood I had. So this is just where I park all the bigger tripods. So one tripod is obviously in use with the lamp over there, and it's very handy. Focus. Hello. hello? Come on. Here's the window, you know what that is, right? So next up is plant, another plant. Drawers. This is where I actually used to store all my tools beforehand, and I decided to not store my tools anymore in this drawer. Instead, just paper stuff, empty. And the other three are actually all the camera and rigging and all that. So there's like smaller tripods. Yeah, this is the rig which I was supposed to be using here, and the screen which I'm also not using at the moment. Yeah, you see this was very spontaneous. Yeah, vintage glasses, vintage camera. This is the Ricoh GR3X, pretty cool camera by the way. GoPro and all that. So this camera is also gonna live in here somehow, but I don't know yet how I'm gonna manage that. So next up, with way better lighting conditions. Wow, you can actually see my face. Cool. Here's my workstation. You know it already. I already sort of gave a tour a while back. Not much has changed, to be honest. Only that lamp is new. Yeah, besides that, not much has changed. If you look under the desk, yeah, it's not as clean as it was before, to be honest. Maybe we could spend some time again and make it a little better. But for now, it works. And now the centerpiece of the room, because it's in the center, it's not the most beautiful thing in here. This is an IKEA Billy shelf, you can see it here, which I modified quite a lot actually. So let's start from the back side. You can see there's OSB, and then this acoustic panel thing, which is not doing too much, to be honest, but it looks nice. Why is there an OSB board sandwich in between? Hear me out. So I was thinking, if I have this U-shaped thing, I'm gonna have an awkward space in that corner here. And I thought, like, what am I going to do with that? I came up with the idea to extend this Billy shelf a little bit further, like 40 centimeters or something, and just put my awkward stock in there. We have like a little bit of leather, we have, I don't know, rolls of rubber, aluminium rails with, I was looking for that bearing. Anyway, it's in there. That's why there's OSB, and on top we have a nice wooden top. Down here, this is actually something I took over from the old workshop. So you can see these are like, okay, I took out the heaviest of them all. Cable management, this one is light. So these boxes here are, I think, 40 bucks for 20 pieces. They were incredibly cheap. I was wondering, how are they gonna make a profit on that one? If I find them again, if they're still available, I'm gonna link them down below in the description. I 3D printed these rails here. This thing in the middle is actually from another IKEA shelf. It's from the Besta series, I think. Yeah, I just cut it to size, painted it, and hot glued it in here. It works surprisingly well. This thing has been my storage for small organizational stuff for yeah, more than 1.5 years now, and it's doing great. These rails are printed in PLA. Everybody shits on PLA, but honestly, it's holding up really well. If you have a need for storing lots of small parts, I think this is the most cost-efficient way you can go. Also, labeling device is probably priceless here, because you don't want to look through all the boxes until you find what you need. So, next in the list. There's no list, but next here. So these are the leftover boxes which I bought initially for organizational stuff. I don't know where to put them. Also my 3D printing material, it's all here. Doesn't look very nice, right? This is something which definitely will change in the future. I haven't decided yet what to do with it. That's it. Yeah, stuff. So let's move on. Let's do top first, and then we go to the bottom, because I think this one's the most exciting thing ever. Flying Bear Ghost 6. You guys know it, I got it for free. And honestly, it's been doing great. You notice that there's no Prusa Mini in here anymore. Unfortunately, they had to go because space. And I decided to keep the larger printers. So the Flying Bear it's a very good printer. I think I should do a long-term review, but I'm lazy. So let's see how this turns out. For now, all you need to know is it has its flaws. It's not perfect, but it's damn good. So next up, we got FL Sun Super Racer. I actually upgraded it with Clipper firmware, and I also changed the extruder because I had the Bond tag lying around and it's fancier. This thing is pretty cool. It's fun, and I also love the Delta 3D printer. It's cool. Anyway, let's move on. Tools. I've been using this pegboard for a long time, and I have been using this pegboard with the attachments it came with, and that was very much a limiting factor, to be honest. Sooner or later, when you have a pegboard and a 3D printer, you're gonna combine those two and make something weird. And that's it for my tool pegboard thing. But so what do we have down here? On this beautiful, beautiful table leg, we got some zip ties, which makes it kind of ugly, I know, but it's functional. Hear me out. What is this? This is a hanging motor. Who would have guessed it's hanging and it's a motor? Thank you. So basically it's a rotary tool like a Dremel, but it's stationary, and it comes with a foot pedal. So yeah, come on. Okay. Note to myself, it's impossible to make a video sitting on the floor with two dogs. They just think it's cuddle time now. So yeah, thank you. Just give okay, give me a second. My Dremel, which I still have actually, it just has on and off switch, and then you have the regulator where you can regulate the speed. So if you want to adjust something on the fly, it's not so easy with the Dremel. You need to put the tool away and then adjust it, and then you know it. So with the foot pedal, you can just press how much torque and speed you need, and then it's going to do its thing. It's very, very convenient. What we have here is, well, the handpiece. This is a holder I designed just for this specific handpiece. You can put it here and click it in. What is this hook up here doing? So if you're sitting on the chair and working on the workbench, the angle here is kind of awkward. So what this hook does, you can just hook it up here, and then, I hope you can see it, you can hold it like a pencil or like a pen, and you're not gonna have all the weight pulling on the drive shaft. Instead, you can just relieve the weight, and then it's a lot easier to get some work done. So that's the whole construct here. And the doorbell rang, and I need to answer that. So yeah, we actually sold our old wardrobe. So today someone came and just picked it up. I'm sorry, I completely lost track. I think we were discussing the Fordham. I mean, only downside in comparison to a Dremel is actually that it's stationary. So whatever I do with a rotary tool, I have to do it in here. But other than that, I think it's more versatile in terms of actual use when you start using it. Also, it has less run out, so it's more precise, doesn't noodle around too lot. So it's pretty cool. I probably will never go back. Oh, and speaking of the obvious, before we get down to those here, let's talk about everything. So you can tell, or maybe not, these tables here are actually pretty high. Standard table height is 72 centimeters, I think, which is, I don't know how many inches. Yeah, I put this table here on 90. (92). The reason is that I'm just a tall guy. Whenever I started working on a project, I felt like... Is there more light in my face? You know, the one video where I built this tiny table to put on the top of the table. That's the reason why I just put the entire workbench 20 centimeters higher than usually, and it's so much more convenient. It's more like a kitchen countertop now. You can see I put my hand flat on the table and still stand upright, which is, it's a blessing. And the lamp is very hot. I'm sorry, I can't do this. Also, you notice that here we don't have any cupboards anymore. I know they were very convenient to just grab something from the front and not turn around, but the problem is that you always have something in your peripheral sight. When I want to reach the top of the pegboard always had to look down or something, and it's just not very nice to have something blocking your view all the time. This is something I'm also missing in my kitchen actually. Back then when I was designing the kitchen, in hindsight, I think like one section without the hanging shelves would have been so great, because then you always have this thing in your view, and it's always blocking, and it just doesn't feel very nice. I don't know if there's a word for that, or I don't know, science, but to me at least I don't like it. So now having nothing in front of you hanging, it's beautiful. One thing which I'm missing hanging in front of me is an actual light. I actually have one ordered already, so it's going to go somewhere here. Yeah, it's gonna come someday, and then I'm gonna hang it up and finally have also work light and not this. It doesn't, no. Alrighty, so now let's come to these metal things. You guys remember, or maybe not remember, I had the IKEA Malm, which I used for mass storage to put stuff somewhere, and these things have a lot of space, but the drawers are actually kind of big, so I had to use these organizers here, but still, because there's so much room in the drawers, you have a lot of wasted space, because what I didn't want is have like 7 layers within one drawer, and then when you want to pick up something, you have to dig it out. Yeah, we had a lot of wasted space. So what I got instead was these metal things to help me with that. So you can see here, these are very, very narrow drawers, and this is helping me optimizing my storage. So, funny thing, before we go on, I'm sorry, I'm keeping you hostage here in this video. One last thing. I ordered 2 of those from the same manufacturer. They got the same label. It's definitely not the same manufacturer. So you can see here it says both Arribos, but if you look closely, they are not the same height. Or they are, but the wheels are not the same. This thing, for some reason, it has locks, but not this type of lock. It has, whenever you pull out one drawer, you cannot pull out a different drawer. So it's just one drawer at a time, which is more or less a safety mechanism, so you then don't topple over. If I pull out all drawers at once, I deserve that thing falling on my feet. It's a fact. So I think we can. It's possible to disable the locking, but yeah, I haven't done this yet. Also, this one has 4 wheels which turn in all directions, and this one has just 2 wheels. And also see here the brakes. This one has these brakes, and this one has these sort of brakes, which is so weird. Like, why? Why are you doing this to me? I just kept it because I thought the wheels I can replace, and also it's 20 kilos each. I don't want to deal with the hassle of returning it. It's not perfect, but it works. So top to bottom, let's go. Sanding. So this is basically my refills, and also sandpaper, polishing paste, and sanding sponges, I think, or what are they called? I don't know. Here is where I keep some of the stock material where I wasn't sure where to put it. You can see here, diamonds. No, sorry. Those are not real diamonds, but also not fake. They are moissanites, so it's not industrial diamonds, but they look very, very close to diamonds. Like, if you want to know which one is the moissanite or moissanite, I don't know how to pronounce that, but which one are those and which one are real diamonds, you just put them side by side, and the one which sparkles more are the fake diamonds. So these ones have actually a stronger refractional index than real diamonds. Yeah, I wanted to do a little jewelry project, so I bought some fake diamonds, and also this one is pretty cool. It's heart shaped. Yeah, one day I will do something cool with it. The rest of those are empty. And also, I told you I wanted to do some jewelry project. Actually, I've done it. You can see here, this chain. I made this. Well, it's not even I was about to say it's far from perfect, but it's not even good. But I've been wearing it for a few months, and I think it's pretty cool. And one day I wanted to make another one and actually film it. So this is like all the silver solder. We got some clamps, we got some silver wire, more silver wire, silver. Oh, this is like pure silver. This is one of those 100 grams of. Oh, I think this is also pure silver. So this is actually a very expensive box in here. But I think these are 925, so this is not 100% silver. Yeah. So I've been, even though I haven't posted any videos, I've been super busy. So one day I will make another video with the silver stuff. But until then, you gotta wait. I'm sorry. Measurement. This is where I put my precision instruments all into one drawer. Obviously, not super precise. And this one is. I just bought it because I think it was hilarious. $129 I paid for it, without the battery, of course, and it hasn't got a battery yet. And this is not what you think. This is a ring measurement device, so you can put your ring on it, and then you know what the size it is. And this is where I put my miscellaneous tools, so bike repair tools and other things. This one is probably older than I am. I think it's still made in West Germany. Pretty cool. It was very rusted, and I just brushed it off and oiled it back and restored its former glory. I just think old tools are cool. So down below, more jewelry stuff. You know, yeah, I've been busy. I told you. So this is my casting drawer. So I have like the blowtorch, the oxy blowtorch for actually melting silver. This is where you put in the crucible. This thing has nothing to do, no business in here, but I don't know where to put it. So just, yeah, for the casting, delf clay, and so on. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with our stuff. Probably, hopefully, maybe. Goodbye. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't close. But only sometimes. Maybe I need to... Oh, nice sound. Maybe I need to ask it politely. Would you please just... No, doesn't work. Okay. Whatever. So, by the way, if you haven't noticed yet, here's where I put my toolboxes. So, oh my god. I need to tell you a story about those. These are ratchets. How do you call them? Maulschlüssel. That's a German term. You know him, right? Those guys, okay? I thought I have so many Vera things, and the Vera things are so expensive, so let's get these Bosch things and call it a day, because I don't need them too often, right? So it's fine. They were on sale, like 70 bucks for all of them. I thought, like, buy it once and it's gonna work forever. First time I used them, I found out. Listen. Do you hear that? Neither do I. I want to have a ratchet which ratchets, not whatever that is. I don't need them often in the first place, but when I do, I always think like, this is the opposite of satisfying. I understand what this is doing, like you have less backlash and all that, so you can actually wrench in a very, very tight space. You don't need a lot of movement to get the screw turning here in the front. However, I think one day I will get... It's just so much more satisfying. I don't know, it makes no sense, I know, but it makes much more fun to use the tool. So yeah, one day I will get, I don't know which one, but I'm gonna go and get ratchets which are actually ratcheting. Maybe. Again, I don't need them too often, and it's kind of dumb to spend like 3 times the money for the same thing, but in loud. Makes no sense, right? But it's a hobby, it costs money. Anyhow, wait, you should sit down, okay? Sit down, take a deep breath, because this is gonna be beautiful. Yeah, I have a I have a slight obsession with Gridfinity. You can see it here. I still have to find something to put in there. I have been spending a lot of time to design all of these holders, so everything has its place. It's just so satisfying to open this drawer and see that everything is nice and organized. You can see top down, you can see everything which you need. Like this one is even, you don't even need to take it out to access the bits, but obviously you can if you want to. So this is pretty, right? And also the hazard is also ratcheting. Just FYI. So this is where I put the bits and also all the marking devices. You can see I also have like Allen keys. People who have the same set notice that a few of them are missing. It's because I don't care about the big ones. For the big ones I have these. So everything down to 2.5. I actually use these quite more often, and I only use these in places where the T Allen key is too big, or when it needs to get smaller than 2.5. That's it. But the next drawer is even more beautiful. Look at that. So this is my sanding drawer and replacement saw blades. Yeah, you notice I have key files here. These are the shit key files. So these are the ones which I actually use for silver. So I'm not gonna contaminate my precious metals with whatever I file with those. So these are for plastic and wood and all that stuff, and these are for precious metals. So you have this beautiful handle here, unfortunately only with aluminium in the front. The product image actually showed brass in the front, which would have been a whole lot nicer, but let me just clamp this. Let me see if that works. How does it work? You take it and then here we go. You got a handle on your file. So this is just a little bit more ergonomic. Of course you don't need to use it, you can just use it without a handle. But here we are. Sanding stones. So you just take them out and do whatever you want to do. Then we got all the Dremel bits or Fordham bits, I don't know. Then we got the sanding drums and polishing drums. Obviously polishing paste is just right next door in here. So you can see whenever I have to do some cleanup, I just open those two drawers. I imagine, I haven't done it yet, and then I would be good to go. Also, these are the sanding sticks. I haven't tested it out yet, the system. You can see here they're more like fanned out, like 4 of each grit. So the idea is that I just use them and I don't need more than 4 during one session. If I need more than 4, I need to go back to this drawer and refill. But this is like just for the quick sanding sessions and fanned out for easy access. But you can see whenever I'm angrily closing the drawer, they slide to the front, which is no bueno. So yeah, I need to maybe make a little ledge in here in the front so that the bottom one doesn't slide. And because they are very grippy, I think if the bottom one doesn't slide, the other ones won't slide either. Yeah, still here, got some space. I don't know yet what I'm gonna put in here. Just look at this drawer. It's so beautiful. This makes me happy. Next up, the drill. Same drill with the drill. So yeah, I just put it in here. The battery lasts very long, so I don't need to charge it too often. When I charge it, it's currently not tidied up there, but you know, it's gonna live here. This is where the bag is from the drill, and this is where I put the charging station and replacement battery. So we got wooden drill bits, we got countersink, we got a ruler, which I just put in here because I didn't know what I'm gonna do with the 1x6 space I got left, so it is what it is. It's a little ruler. We got all the bits here, so all the sizes which I'm probably gonna need. So why do I have two places where I got bits? I don't know either. No, this one I got from the advent calendar. So it was like where you open a door every day and then you end up with this at Christmas. And I think I love this. It's just very mobile, you can just take it anywhere. So whenever I have like projects around the house, I take this one. But if I have projects here, it makes sense to have everything in one drawer, because then I don't need to open two drawers. And since I have this and this already, like why not use both? The metal drill bits, I don't need very often, that's why they're just living in the box in here. And that's it. Oh yeah, this is the, unfortunately it doesn't fit in here. So the drawer is too shallow, so this thing wouldn't fit that way, and that way I don't want to put it in because it's gonna eat up too much space. This is the collet chuck, which is operating this one here. So you just put it in here to open and close the collet. I think you know how it works. Oh, I'm sorry, did you hear? Oops. I just banged the microphone on the table, I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, unfortunately the collet chuck needs to live one drawer below, but that's fine. It's okay. Next drawer, some clamps. They're not very strong, but for glue ups it's very practical. So I just put them in here, laser level, and some snips. I don't know why they're here. And just still have the Gridfinity insert left over. So I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna put up there. So it's fine. Machine screws and also threaded inserts somewhere here, and also here, and also here, and also here. So we got plenty of stuff for all the machine screws and some self-tapping screws. Next up, wooden screws and universal screws and boxes which I didn't know what I mean, washers. Why did I buy them? I don't know. From Parkside, Lidl. I cannot walk past the aisle with the Parkside stuff and not look at it, but yeah, sometimes I buy something. So yeah, just universal screws more or less. So this is where I put like all the miscellaneous toolboxes. So you can see here we have some metal drill bits. Again, things are probably older than I am. So we got this from a apartment which my wife bought. So here we go. Yeah, it's not very complete at the moment, but I found it pretty cool actually, like the metal box. We got the metric tabs. Yeah, stuff. Not cigarettes, but this is where I put like saw blades and tabs. So more tabs. Obviously, cheese. And some Rotary tools again. Thread zap. Very handy item if you're into textile work. And here we go, saw blades. So big saws for wood, metal, and an old rug in case I need it. Grease gun. I don't know what it's doing in here, but I don't have a place for it. It's so awkward, the size and shape of the tool. So it's living in there. So we got one last stop before we complete the round trip, which is the other awkward corner in the U. This is just like the lumber store. I mean, I've been putting most of my scrap wood into the basement, the bigger pieces at least, but those are the smaller pieces. I have so much wood. I don't know how. I know exactly how, but I just cannot comprehend. So yeah. So this is all the stuff from leftover projects or disassembled projects. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna do something cool with it, hopefully. We'll see. And this beautiful thing is unfortunately not mine, but it's, oh my god, it eats through concrete like it's nothing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. For me it was kind of fun actually to do this again. So let's see what I'm gonna do in this new space and what I'm gonna do too. this new space, right? That being said, I hope you enjoyed this little room tour here. Let's see what's gonna happen. And see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. So while the end titles are rolling, let me give you an update what happened during the last year, right? I got LASIK, so I don't need to wear glasses anymore for the next couple of years at least. I got married. Told you I've been very busy with, I got a new hobby with the cycling. I'm trying to grow some hair. At the moment it works. My nose